What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to another video in my channel. So in today's video, we'll be sharing with you the best TikTok ad strategy for dropshipping and e-commerce as a whole. I'll be breaking down my entire strategy, show you how to go ahead and set up the campaign step by step. And lastly, I will give you some instructions to manage and optimize your campaigns. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the preparation. The first and most obvious thing that we need to start with is installing our TikTok pixel on our store. Now, if you don't know how to do it, I will leave somewhere a link to a tutorial of mine. The next thing that we need will be 5 to 10 video ads in UGC only. Now, for those that don't know what is UGC, essentially it's user generated content, which means that your ads actually don't need to look like an ad and they need to look native to the platform. Now, where you can actually get those videos, the first option is actually create those videos yourself if you know how to work the camera, but most of the time it's not the case and it's also not scalable. So what I recommend is to outsource that to a company that is an expert in that field. Now, I was working with a company for a very long time, but for some reason they decided to make their prices really inaccessible. So I'm currently testing out different companies and I'll make sure to link in the description one of these companies. Probably now that you're watching it, I already have something in my description. Moving over to the strategy. I personally like to keep things simple and I've been using this strategy for a couple years now. It works really well. So the first thing that we do is we'll start with a testing ABO. Now, the reason why we want to start with a testing ABO is because we want to have a little bit more control. And for those that don't know what is an ABO, essentially it stands for ad set or ad group budget optimization. The goal will be testing out different group of people, and since we have 5 to 10 video creatives, we need to identify which ones work the best. The next step will be moving to a scaling CBO. So as soon as we identify the winning audiences and creatives, we want to make sure that we move them to a proper scaling campaign, and we want to double down on our winners. Meaning, if there's a certain type of audience or creative that works better, you want to double down on that and create similar versions of the same thing. Now, in terms of budget, the testing ABO will be using minimum of $20 per day per ad group. The scaling CBO is going to be a minimum of $100 per day. This is the optimal budget to use for a scaling CBO. Now, really quick, I'm running a giveaway. I'm giving away for free 30 minutes one-on-one Zoom meeting with me to go over your ads manager and your campaigns. So if you want to get a chance to win, I will leave a link in the description for you to go ahead and sign up. So without further ado, let's dive into my ads manager. All right, so the first thing that you need to do is to go to the TikTok ads manager. So if you don't know how to get to this page, simply Google TikTok ads manager. So let's go ahead and create the campaign and start by clicking create. And then what we need to do is we need to select our objective, which is going to be website conversions, and scroll down over here, which this is where you're going to name your campaign. So you can do testing, ABO, sales, US and Canada, and simply hit continue. All right, so now let's go ahead and set up our ad group. So let's say this one is going to be ad group 1, which is going to be interest. Now, optimization location, we have to make sure that our TikTok pixel is connected, and you simply choose the pixel in this place over here. And then the optimization event, you want to make sure that you switch it to complete payment. Now, TikTok recommends you to start with the add to cart, but nowadays that doesn't really work anymore. So go ahead and just keep it on complete payment. Scrolling down to the placements, go ahead and select manual placements over here and make sure to check off these two boxes, which are networks of TikTok. Now, there's another toggle over here, which is include search results. So you want to keep it on. The next thing will be advanced settings. So you want to click on that and you want to disable the feature of allowing someone to download your video, because the last thing that you want to do is to someone to just go ahead and copy your ads. Now let's scroll to the targeting. So here in the location, we'll go ahead and add Canada. All right. And the age and gender, usually I keep it as it is, 18 plus and all genders. You can go ahead and test out different age groups or simply targeting male or female. Next will be languages. So although US and Canada mainly speak English, there are still very big communities of people that speaking Spanish in the United States or the French community in Canada. So I want to make sure I'm targeting only English speaking people. All right, so let's go ahead and select English. Now, spending power, this is essentially that you can go ahead and target people that earn a certain amount of money. It's a little bit scary how much these platforms know about us nowadays. Usually I don't use this feature, but let's say if you are selling very high ticket products, then you can go ahead and try to test out top 5% of US zip codes or high spending power. Audience, this is where you can go ahead and include, let's say, a custom audience if you have a customers list or a lookalike audience. The same goes for exclusion. Now, here in the targeting, this is where we're going to select our interests. So my product is is a U-shaped maternity pillow. So what I will be targeting will be baby, kids, and maternity. So I'm going to target this entire category. However, if this ad group really will work well for me, then I can go ahead and create a new campaign and split those subcategories inside this big category. So what I will do is I will rename here my ad group to this interest or category that I will be targeting. Next, we have device. Again, keep it as it is unless, let's say, if you have a product that is specific for a device like a phone case or an app or something like that. Daily budget, we're going to select $20 as our daily budget. That's really the minimum that you can do per ad group on TikTok. Now the schedule will be always next day starting at midnight. Day parting, you have an option to either show your ads in specific hours or throughout the day. I suggest just to keep that on all day, because what happens is when you turn off and on your ads, it messes up with the optimization process. Bidding and optimization goal will be obviously conversions. Target CPA, you don't really want to use it at the moment because you don't have any data to work with, so just keep it as it is and let's hit continue. Now here is where we're going to upload our actual ad creative. So let's go ahead and call it video 1. Now there is a feature that called Spark Ads, which essentially is, let's say you get a UGC content creator that will upload your ad on their own TikTok account, and then what you can do is simply run ads to their video, so it will look like they are the ones that are running this ad, and you simply put your website destination. This can be very powerful strategy. Now for this example, we'll simply use a custom identity. So you can either create a new custom identity or you can go ahead and use one of your TikTok profiles. So let's keep scrolling. So we're going to use a single video. So I've selected my video. Now you do have the option to either choose a thumbnail from the video itself or upload a custom thumbnail. For the most part, I will just use either the thumbnail from the video or I will just keep it as it is. So I'll go ahead and just select this one, let's say. Now the text, this is where we're going to put our ad copy. Now the big difference between Facebook and TikTok is that you cannot really use long form ad copies like on Facebook. So here it should be like very straightforward and short. You either want to focus on, let's say, a very unique problem that this product has solved. So let's say back pain for women that are pregnant, or maybe asking even like a question. So it might be like something, would you use this? And as you can see now, it shows up over here. So this is a great way to increase engagement on your ads. Now the call to action button over here, you have multiple call to action buttons on TikTok. So simply go ahead and select the ones that are relevant to you. And TikTok will essentially rotate between these call to action buttons to see which one works the best. Next will be our URL destination, which will be our product page. Now a disclaimer, just if you do have some kind of disclaimer, you can go ahead and add one. AI generated content, if you used AI to generate this content, then go ahead and check this box. Now what we want to do is we want to duplicate this ad over here. So click on copy ad and I will call this one video 2. Last thing that we need to do is we want to duplicate our ad group. I would like to set this ad group to be open targeting, because a lot of times TikTok work really well with broad audience. So let's go ahead and type in open targeting. And what we will do over here is simply go ahead and remove our interest over here, and we'll keep it like this. So in total, we have 2 ad groups, each spending $20 a day. If you do have higher budgets, then what I suggest you is to create another duplicate of this ad group of the open targeting, or duplicate the first ad group with the interest and try different interests. All right, cool. Now that we have actually our campaign set up and we have some kind of strategy, let's go over the follow-up and management instructions. So we'll start with the testing ABO. The first simple rule will be killing any ad group that reaches twice over your target cost per purchase. Let's say if your target cost per purchase is around $20. So as soon as this ad group reaches $40 without any sales, you cut it off. Then what you would like to do is either create a new ad groups to test or allocate the rest of the budget to the ad groups that are still running. Second step will be the same concept. We're going to kill any ad creative that reaches twice of our target cost per purchase. The ones that will be performing the best, we'll be duplicating them to a scaling CBO. And as I mentioned before, you want to double down on the creatives that work the best for you. Scaling CBO instructions. options. So as we mentioned before, we're going to start with $100 to $200 daily budget. After you publish the campaign, you want to let it run for at least 5 to 7 days before you make any change. Very important key rule. You want to make sure that you judge the results based on the campaign level and not on the ad group or ad level. The reason for it is because when you try to scale, you need to be looking at the bigger picture and not try to micromanage it. And even if you have outperforming ad groups inside the CBO, they might still help stabilize the top performing ad groups. Now, troubleshooting our CBO. If your CBO works pretty well, then it's time to go ahead and increase your budget. So if you have very good results, you can quadruple the budget, or if you have decent results but not the best, then you can start with only doubling. Now, very important thing over here is the frequency. You want to make sure that you do not cross more than 2 to 3 frequency score, because if you do, you will be simply just raising your cost per result. If your CBO doesn't work, this is the only time where you want to go inside the CBO, check out your ad groups, check out your ads, and make sure you turn off the ones that underperforming. And as I mentioned before, we always care about the bigger picture first. Last thing is you want to make sure that you give at least 3 full days after each adjustment that you make, because if not, you don't really give a chance for the campaign to stabilize and optimize. And really quick again, if you want to get a chance to win a free one-on-one call with me, just make sure to go ahead and check out the link in the description. Alright guys, this is pretty much it. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this video. If you did find some value in it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out those 2 videos just over here. Thank you so much for watching guys, and until the next one, peace.